Welcome to another video in this brand new series that we're doing here on the channel called the Watch Me Wholesale Show. This is another episode, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a lot of fun. Here's how it works. I'm gonna randomly choose a market. I'm gonna quickly find a lead in that market, analyze it, run the numbers, then call and make an offer sight unseen. So if you're a hands-on learner like me, then you're really gonna love this new live action video series. Get ready to look over my shoulder and watch the entire process from lead to offer coming up.
This video is brought to you by Flipster, the nation's #1 real estate software, with tools for finding, funding, and flipping houses. Check it out now at getflipster.com.
If you're new here to the channel, I'm Jerry Norton with flippingmastery.com, and this channel is all about ways to help you make money wholesaling and flipping real estate so you can live your dream life. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the bell notifications so you don't miss new videos. So the goal in the show is to randomly choose a market, find a distressed property, and then while you're watching on my screen, watch me quickly analyze it, determine the wholesale offer price, and then hopefully get on the phone and talk to the agent in this case and make an offer. Now, other than editing out anything that's irrelevant, you're gonna see this entire process unfold just how it happens. Now, a few things before we get started. First off, the point of this is to not get a deal. We may not even make it to where we can talk to the agent. That would be really amazing if we could. Icing on the cake, of course. The point though of this is to show you the process, how to go from a lead to an offer. Remember, deals happen when you're consistent and you apply the processes over and over again. Second, in the interest of time, I'm gonna use distressed on-market leads because I should have some pictures and I should be able to get a hold of an agent to then make the offer. If I had more time, we could do this with off-market leads where we track down owners, but we're gonna do it with on-market, again, for the interest of time. The third thing is, I'm gonna show you how to do this manually for free with no tools so that anyone can do this, but stick around to the end of this video. I'm gonna show you a system that can really help you take this process of finding, analyzing, and offering to a whole new level. All right, if you're ready, let's get started. I've randomly chosen 10 markets, and you can see them here on the screen on this picker wheel. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna digitally spin the wheel and it's gonna randomly choose a market for us. So if you're ready, let's do this. What's it gonna be? Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, I've actually done some deals in Charlotte, so this will be fun. All right, first thing we're gonna do now is we're gonna go onto Redfin and we're gonna search Charlotte, and you can see what it does is it's going to pull up a giant map of all of Charlotte. I wasn't very specific, so it's grabbing the entire Charlotte market, and there are thousands of listings. It automatically defaults to active homes for sale. So what we're going to do is we're going to go add one filter, well, two filters. We're going to click houses. That gets rid of kind of everything not a single family house, and then we're going to click this tab right here called Fixer Upper. And this is where Redfin identifies certain listings as what they call fixer-uppers. And I'm not even sure really how it works other than I think it grabs keywords from the description that relate to the house needing work on it. So TLC, needs work, investor special, all of those type of keywords. And you can see here it grabbed 16 homes. So it's not a massive list by any stretch, but let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got. Remember, the goal is to quickly get to a lead. This is a very fast way to do that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sort my list. Over here on the right, I'm going to click price, and it's going to sort from the cheapest to the most expensive that fall under the fixer-upper category. So here's this house here for $114. Here's one for $120, $149.9. And again, these are actives for sale right now as of this recording. So for example, let's just click on this one. We open up it and right here it says Fixer Upper. Okay, so I wonder how Redfin knew this was a Fixer Upper. So it says Fixer Upper sold as is. We've got 18 pictures, which is awesome because now we can get a glimpse of the inside of this thing. And as you can see, the floors are in really rough shape. You could tell there was carpet there. You can see where they pulled it all up. And there's wood floors. They definitely need work. Look how beat up the bathroom is. There's the old bathroom from the original. We got some paneling, and there's a porch, all paneling again here in the living room. There's our old original kitchen, and This is, I'm guessing, a back porch. Yeah, so if you look at this picture right here, that's that back porch right there. That's this. And there's a laundry room. And there we go. So a carport thing in the back. There's our backyard. So definitely gave us enough to go off of. I'm assuming here we do not have a garage. That's what this carport is. But we definitely want to double check that because a garage is going to affect the market. So, and this is 0.4 of an acre, built in 1961. So we got some basic information. Here's where it's at off of Sunset Road. And the other thing I noticed very quickly was that we're on a main road. We'll come back to that. So let's go ahead now and quickly comp this property. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna favorite this property. I'm gonna duplicate this tab so I have this one as a reference. So right now we've got 3 tabs open: the entire market, the property that we're going to analyze and make an offer on, and then we duplicated that. I'm gonna click neighborhood. This jumps me to the bottom of the page, and what's really cool, it's not like this in all markets, but it actually identified the neighborhood. So this neighborhood is called Oakdale North. And there's a little bit of information right here that we can gather. Right now it's saying that in this zip code, which is a big zip code, you can see here on this map, it covers this whole area here, but it's saying that the median list price is $235 and the median price per square foot is $137. Okay, so that gives us kind of an idea. Now that could be accurate, it could be way off because again, it's taking the entire zip code. But if we wanted to do a very fast analysis, we could say, well, let's take $137 a foot. That's the median price in that zip code. And then let's just go ahead and multiply $137 times our total square footage. So if we take 1593 times 137 a foot, that gives us a rough ARV of 218. And they're asking 149. So that's a good sign right now that at least they're asking quite a bit under the average in that zip code. But let's say that, and that could be enough. Sometimes that's enough. That's all I need. I want to get a quick number. I want to get my offer out. And that's all I need is a 30-second analysis. I'm going to show you multiple layers of how to analyze this deal from 30 seconds, which we just did, all the way down to looking at the neighborhood comps. So if we go, let's keep this as our reference. Let's go back to this tab where we're down here looking at the comps. And let's actually look right here. So Oakdale now is saying 210 as an average or a median list price, which puts us at $150 a foot. So compared to the zip code at 137, our neighborhood's actually pulling in higher at 150 a foot. So then if I wanted to be a little more accurate, let's go do the same thing again. Let's take our calculator and let's take our square footage of 1593. So where's my calculator? 1593 times 150 a foot. That's going to get us even higher at 238.9. Let's round it to 240 as our ARV, 240,000 as an average price in that neighborhood. Now let's actually take a look and see if that's accurate. So remember this number 150. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on Oakdale North. And there's Oakdale North. For whatever reason, that's the boundary lines of Oakdale North. So, and this is actually, small enough of a neighborhood that we probably don't need to change our boundaries too much. Now we could say, I don't wanna cross this road, which would be okay, but that doesn't give us very many streets. You can see here it looks like we're a little rural, we're a little spread out. We're not super tight on top of each other. And we're right here on the edge. See over here, this is us. We're the hearted property at 150. And just from a quick glance, you can see 360, 200, 700, 390. So we do bounce around a bit, which means we're going to need to put some filters in and make sure we're looking at accurate data. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here and we're gonna click more filters. We're gonna click just houses. And the very first filter that's an easy one is a square footage range. So remember, we're 1593. So if we go down here and we put a square footage filter, and let's say we go from 1250 to 1750. Now that might be too tight. Yeah, it doesn't give us many comps. Let's go to 2000. So let's go 1250 to 2000. That means we're not gonna look at anything smaller than 1250 or anything over 2000 square feet. And we actually only have one active on the market right now for $390. This house, this ranch house right here, that is for sale. So that's very indicative of the market right now. There's no inventory. There's only one house that's even in the range that compares to ours, and it's over 3 times the price, which is interesting if we take a look at this. And I'm guessing this is a rehab because look how nice it is. Yeah, this is a staged renovation, I'm guessing. I'll know when I see the kitchen because look how nice it is. Everything's updated. This is a flip. This is actually an amazing active comp, not sold, active for competition. So if we were out on the market right now, this would be our competition because it's $1,797. So it's a little bit bigger. It's a 3.2. We're about 1,600 feet 3.2. So, you know, about 200 feet bigger, but it's pulling in $217 a foot. Now remember, what was our average that we looked at? $150 a foot. Now again, this is active, not sold, so we can't put too much weight on this because until it sells, we don't know what the market really says. So let's go now and switch this to solds, and hopefully we get some data. And I'm gonna go back a year. Awesome. I mean, look at this. This is all in our neighborhood. We've got some data. And I love this because we've got 28 comps just within 1,250 to 2,000. If I want to tighten this up and go to 1,750, maybe that clears out a few, brings me down to 19. And let's go ahead and apply these filters. So, and then let's go ahead and price this thing from low to high. All I did was click on price. And then what I like to do is I like to go down and look at the expensive stuff because this is flips and we're looking for ARV right now. So like, look at this house. It's vacant. It's totally renovated. This thing sold for $176 a foot. It's 1,720 feet. Now it is a 4.2.5, so it's definitely more house than us. Let's look at the next one. This one got $148 a foot, which now is putting us kind of where we were averaging. It's a brick. Again, you want to kind of look at this and say, how does this compare to my house? Well, we're a brick ranch. And so we can kind of now start to go through and look at some of these and try to decide which one am I most similar to. Now, interestingly, I don't think we have a garage. So if I go to my filters, there's a filter for must have a garage. So if I click must have a garage, you can see here, it got rid of some comps. So let me unclick it. It's a little tricky. I wish we had a better filtering system. But for example, this house right here does not have a garage because when I clicked must have a garage, it disappeared. So that's this house right here, got $173 a foot, a little smaller, but that house does not have a garage. Let me go back to my filters and do that again. Must have a garage. So for example, this house, that looks very similar to ours, right? Look at, here's our house. Brick ranch, here's this house and brick ranch, and this one does not have a garage. And it has a carport thing. We kind of have a carport thing. The cat's gonna join us on this video. Marty. So this house sold for $228, which is $171 a foot. So you can see here, some of these houses are pulling in a little nicer. Now this is not an updated kitchen, but it's getting $171 a foot. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to establish, can I get more than $150 for an ARV? And there's definitely comps here. This one got $154, but this is average, it's not a renovation. This one got $150. This is a 2-story. So one filter I could put in here is just stick to ranches. So I'm gonna go on here and put 1-stories, 1-to-1. So only show me, that got rid of everything. So that's not true because we saw ranches. So they must not want to call them that. Okay, so going back to our 19 comps, the other thing I can do here is I can look at this number, 145. So it's basically saying in the past year, solds just in Oakdale pulled in 145, which makes sense because the 150 number we saw was for actives, the median for actives. This is the actual sold average for our area. So, but you can see here, we've got some high ones in here. We've got some 170s, and not all of these are renovations. So this one here got 147, and it's a ranch. Okay, so I'm feeling really good about 150. I actually think we could probably push our ARV If we go total after repair, like our house got a full renovation, which it needs a renovation. It's not really a carpet paint type house. It needs everything. And so that's going to put us probably up there in the 170s, because look, I've got 170, 171, 171, 176. Now, what would be interesting is this one here has a carport, not a garage. It got 171. It's a brick ranch. It's 1382. We're 1593, so it's even smaller than ours, and it's not even that great. I mean, it's okay. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not a full-blown brand new remodel. And how do I know that? Because when I go back here to the kitchen, these are not brand new cabinets. They're painted cabinets or older cabinets, and there's not brand new appliances, not modern, not updated backsplash or anything like that, but it's okay. It's decent, and it got 171 a foot. So let's play it a little safe and call it 165. So let me make a note here. Let's take our deal, 3116. And what I'm gonna do is, I'm doing this all manual, no tools. And I'm gonna go in here and put our property, we're gonna go 165 a foot, 165 a foot as our price per square foot. Let me make this bigger so you can see this. And that means if I take my calculator and we go 165 a foot times 1593, that gets us to 262.8. Let's call it 263. So that means our ARV is 263. Now, we spent a little time there, not a lot of time, but probably way too much time if I want to get through a lot of offers. I want to do this faster, but I'm just showing you still how to fairly quickly get to your ARV. So ARV is 263 on this house right here. And based on these 18 pictures, I'm going to call this a kitchen bath carpet paint. My roof looks good. The exterior's fine. I just got to go in there and really redo all these wood floors, new kitchen, new bath, all of that. On 1593, that's going to cost me about $30,000. Why do I know that? Because I've just done 100 of these, 1,000 of these, and I just know what it costs. It's an easy rehab because it's a ranch, all one level. So let's call this 30,000 rehab. Okay, so let's run the formula right now and get to some numbers. So if I take 263 as our ARV times 0.75, why 0.75? Because right now a lot of flippers in the industry are paying 75% less repairs, not 70, which is what I think it should be, which is what I follow. It gives you a good healthy profit, but let's just say that we're gonna wholesale this deal, right? So 0.75 less our repairs of 30,000 to bring this house up to brand new puts me at 167,250. So let's call this 167 as that's our buy price for a fix and flipper. So if we want to wholesale it and we want to make, let's say, $15,000, then we would need to pay 152. So the wholesale buy is 152. Well, guys, check it out. It's listed for 149.9. I mean, and it says it's been listed for 2 days as of this recording. So we are definitely late to the party. This is something that I'm gonna guess right now is gone. There's no way this property is still for sale. I'd be very surprised if it was, unless they're waiting to take offers. So I'm Googling right now the listing agent. And I'm like antsy right now. I wanna call this guy because every minute that goes by means competition is all on this deal. So I'm gonna guess this thing is gonna go way over list price, but let's call on it anyway.
Hello?
Hey John, it's Jerry Norton. We were just texting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I know I'm late to the party, but I was on Sunset Boulevard. So what's going on now? Is it too late? Have they taken an offer?
No, I expect him to pick one here shortly. But you're welcome to submit one if you have a realtor that you work with.
No, I wanted to see if you'd do it for me and represent me.
No, sir, I can't. We represent the seller.
You can't do dual agency?
No, sir. We don't do dual agency either. I'm sorry.
Man, that's a bummer for you.
Well, not really. We'll sell it regardless. And
I know,
we're
but
fortunate.
You could get 6% if you could.
Well, no, this listing isn't even 6%.
Oh, what is it? 2 or something?
That's between myself and the seller.
Oh. Okay, well, I'm out of state, but I do deals in Charlotte, and I don't have representation. I like to work directly with listing agents on their own deals.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, my goal is that you call me with your deals and, you know, work a relationship.
I understand. We got to, please, I don't mean to be rude. We got 100 calls like that a day, but what I will promise I'll do is if you would send me an email, this property is a little unique. It will have an upset bid period.
What does that mean?
So that means that it's called a judicial sale. So we're going to take an offer. The attorney's going to accept an offer here shortly, and then it's going to go down to the courthouse in Mecklenburg County, and it will actually be made public. So I can send you an email and say, hey, here's the offer they took. If you want it bad enough, you can go down and upset the bid by 5%. And I'll be just like a foreclosure, upset bid process. So I can help you with that.
Yeah, what kind of property is this?
It's called a judicial sale.
What does that mean?
The court has appointed an attorney on behalf of the owner because they've been deemed incompetent and cannot make decisions for themselves anymore.
Okay, so that's like a legal thing.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Oh,
so,
I've never done that. That's interesting.
But nothing will get sold out. So the court doesn't recognize our MLS as being available to all the public. So they keep it like old times. They require, once an offer is accepted, to take it down there, post it on the courthouse steps, if you will. And then everyone has the 10 days to see it and can upset the bid if they want. So if you want to send me an email, I'll give you my email address. I can let you know what it is. I can help you upset the bid too, whether you're out of state or not. That's no problem. I wouldn't be able to represent you, but we'll help you with it. It's no problem.
Well, let me ask you this. I don't want to waste your time or my time. I mean, where's this baby at right now? I mean, that
house is going to sell substantially over list price.
I know. Like, I'm just wondering, like, how far over?
I wouldn't be able to discuss that, but you'll know. It's no problem. You'll have an opportunity at it if you want, and you would just have to pay 5% more.
So whatever that number is, when does that number become public, you say?
As soon as he accepts an offer and he files it at the courthouse, I'm talking about the attorney.
Yeah.
And I expect him to do that maybe later this evening or tomorrow based on everything that I'm turning into him.
Okay, so right away, then I take that number, go 5% higher, assuming nobody else does the same thing.
That's correct.
And then if you're willing to pay that, you do it there at that time.
That's correct, yes, sir. So
Okay.
there's no due diligence, anything like that. So
Okay.
And this one's in pretty rough shape. I mean, I'd caution you. I don't have a home inspection report, but being out of state, I'd hope you'd want to have somebody go by. It's rough.
Yeah, no, I've been doing this full time, 16 years. I know what it costs. I'm not too worried about that. I'm just
great.
But my issue is I mean, I can go over list, but not crazy over list. So I don't know where everybody's coming in at. So
I understand.
Yeah. But would you mind just texting me your email and I'll send you?
Yes.
That'd be great. And then
yes, sir.
Or I can text you mine and then we can go from there.
Yeah, I'm driving right now. If you don't mind, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Text me real quick. I'll get it as soon as I pull over here. I'm going to shoot you my email address. And then we can stay in touch on it. And if I have anything else come up, I'll be glad to let you know. I mean, things are just so competitive right now. I'd be lying to you.
I know.
If I told you that I could get you a deal. I mean, there's no deals out there.
There's no inventory. When I ran my numbers, I was like, yeah, I missed it. It's 2 days old. I missed it.
Yeah. So we had offers the first night, Monday night, when I was the neighbor. I mean, it's crazy. So, yes, sir. I'd be glad to try to help you in the future for sure. And I mean, you may decide. If you see this one, you may decide you want to upset it, and I can help you with it if you'd like. Okay. I can't represent you. So, but that's no problem.
What do you think this will sell for on the back end?
Maybe, I mean, my comps were lower than the list price now. I couldn't comp that house out more than about 130 or so as is.
No, I mean, if I go in and totally renovate it. Okay.
Yeah, so to answer your question, I mean, I would be maybe 220 at the most, and I mean, somebody's got to put $80,000 at least in that house. So I'm answering your question honestly, but it's just anybody can almost ask anything for a property these days, and get it. It's crazy. That's it. Yes, sir.
You don't even. It's weird because you don't even. It's like, why even renovate?
Gotcha.
You just buy it, right? So anyway, that's. I got your email.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll just text you. Yes, sir.
Okay. Sounds good, John. Appreciate your help.
I'll talk to you later. Thank you for your call.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.
All right. I hope you guys caught that. So this thing is a judicial sale. some kind of legal problem with the owner. The courts are now making the decisions. Like I said, when I first looked at this thing is going over asking price. I got the impression he wouldn't tell us the number. I got the impression we're probably way over asking price. I think he's off on like what it takes to flip it and what the rehab is and what it'll resell for. But interesting how you can now still go get it for 5% more than the highest offer. It's kind of like, well, what was the point of that other than to bid it all up and then someone pay more than that anyway? I'd be so mad if I won the bid right now and then someone came in 5% higher. But let's see what happens. I'm going to stay in touch with this guy. He's going to help me get the right number. And but again, we came in at 152, so we're right around where they're at for this to be a deal. And so someone's going to overpay, and we probably don't have a good shot at this one because it's priced so aggressively. But I hope you guys found that helpful. It's a really great conversation to have. We can't work the double dip, unfortunately. That's a sad story, but he's still willing to help me. So, let's run with it and see what happens. Guys, you can see here that I did all of this manually. We didn't have any tools. But if you really want to take your wholesaling business to a whole new level, then be sure to check out my Flipster deal management system. It's an all-inclusive cloud-based platform. It has everything from lead generation tools, analyzers and calculators, all your digital contracts, comping tools, everything, a workflow to manage the whole processes, scripts, all kinds of tools like direct mail and ringless voicemail and text blasting and skip tracing, all of those tools, everything to really just run your entire business and do it efficiently. So if you want to learn more and see that in action, just go to getflipster.com. And if you found this helpful, if you like to see that process from going from a lead all the way to getting on the phone, making an offer, then leave a comment and say, Jerry, you are a flipping genius. Keep sharing the videos and I'll keep putting out the videos in this show. If you haven't, guys, make sure you subscribe. This is the #1 channel on YouTube for all things wholesaling and flipping. And I'll see you on the next video.